Here is that Texas team. Ball in the hand of Jack Munro. Timmy Manzano is his partner. Munro gets us started. Men's doubles individual national championship match. And Django, bit of a pop there, and Manzano's going to do that 100% of the time.
You know, we watched the semifinal, a little bit of it with Florida and Utah Tech, and a few of those Utah Tech decided to wait for the dink. Manzano's not doing that. He's going to send it right back on a hard drive.
1-0, and was able to get it up into the body of Jack Foster. That's Foster in the green shirt for Florida. And you see where that ball came. Really surprised Jack Foster. Quick 2-0 start for Texas. Excellent shot there from Foster, right on the left shoe top of Manzano.
And smart to keep him back. If you have a chance to keep your opponent back and you stay on the kitchen line, you've got the advantage. So keep pushing it back there.
Foster's serve, trying to level us up. A mishit from Django Chassang, but that mishit put it in a spot that Manzano was not expecting.
Yeah, I don't think anybody expected that, the least of which Manzano. So we'll take that one if you're on the side of Florida.
Shot prior to that from Foster was what lost the point for Florida. Manzano gives the lead back to the Horns.
That gets lost a lot of time on analysis. It's like sometimes it's the previous shot is the reason that the final shot went the way it did. That's a good look.
Great get right there. Django had to cover and tape help for Munro. Well, again, I mentioned an outstanding production team that DUPR has assembled. We are honored to be a part of it. Revolutionary technology we're going to put into play here at some point. We have the ability, I shouldn't say we, you and I did not invent it, Joe, but we have it here in this production to challenge line calls. We haven't had anything to challenge just yet.
Not just yet. It does have to be an out ball that you use the challenge for. That is the stipulation from DUPR, and of course there are some rules beyond like how many challenges you can have and what happens if you miss a challenge, but it's going to happen. There are going to be, since they know that is an option, we talked to some players like, I can't wait to use it. We've never been able to use it before. We're excited to show it to people as well.
Game 1, men's doubles national championship, DUPR Collegiate individual nationals just outside of Cincinnati, Ohio at the Pickle Lodge. Oh, what a play by Munro. Foster thought he had him line, and in fact, it was the other way around.
Yeah, the ability to get back and still be forehand strong on that is why he's got the rating that he has from DUPR as well.
Great shot by Foster, though, in response. Got it on the hip of Manzano. And we're tight 5-5 as we thought we would be in game 1.
Yeah, like hold on, everybody. It's such a frenetic pace at this point, and this is what these guys are used to, is how they operate. They love it.
Rapid fire exchange there. Neither of these two teams is going to shy away from pace.
No, definitely not. And if you've got the opportunity where the ball is up near your hip, you should almost always drive, unless you've seen something throughout the match that gives you the desire to change it. These guys want to drive as much as possible. Just like you.
Yeah, exactly. But you can challenge me in the middle. You cannot challenge Django Chassang. You see why right there. Just so quick with that reactionary volley block. So 7-5. This is actually the largest lead of this opening game for the Gators.
And what a response, too. Texas came out swinging, got on the board pretty quickly, but unfazed the Gators from Florida.
That was a great leave by Jack Munro. And Munro, I mentioned, turned pro at 19. He was one of the youngest pros in the world at that time. He was actually the youngest player at the time in the world to ever achieve a 5-0 ranking. He made the switch to pickleball. It's an interesting story. A lot of people make the switch from other sports, of course.
Yeah.
Had a shoulder injury playing baseball, which at the time he cited as his passion and his love. During that injury, he discovered pickleball. He was able to hit with his other hand. He said he was addicted right off the jump, and when he got fully healthy, he said sayonara to baseball. Hard decision, of course, with his first love, and he said he's never looked back since.
Yeah, and it shows in the way that he has committed himself to pickleball. He founded the Longhorn Pickleball Club there in Texas. Obviously, he's showing out well on the professional tour also, and we're all a little bit can relate to that story, right? Pickleball has caught us by the heartstrings, and it's become an obsession for us too, and he's doing it in the best way possible.
Put the broadcaster's jinx on him on the point prior there. That was a drop that he will not miss all that often. Great get. best point of the match by far here in Game 1 goes to Florida.
Yeah, that resounding applause throughout the crowd for good reason. That is why we showed up here today. Points like that.
10-8 again. This is Raleigh scoring freeze at 20-21. Django wants that back. You saw the look on his face. Django's such a nice guy. He's got kind of a cult following in Richmond there. He usually has the bandana when he plays outdoors.
Well, that's why I didn't recognize him there.
And longer hair. He's got it short for the summer, apparently. We're going to see Django and his crew in about a week and a half. He's playing a tournament called the Body Armor 804 Open with David Beeger, who we're going to see next in our mixed doubles final.
That's going to be a tough crew to go up against in June, or this month, the 804. That's going to be David Beeger and Django together. Woo.
Well, earlier we were talking to David, and I said, hey, do you know Django was playing next week? He goes, he's playing with me. Like,
actually, yes, I did know.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for the update.
You had that information. Manzano and Munro conversing a bit more in the middle of points here, or I should say after the point. They realize how critical it is when you're so tight like this. Not tight in terms of your mentality, but tight on the scoreboard.
Yeah, yeah. There's been a couple points recently, too, they've given away compared to the beginning of the this game as well. So maybe a conversation about just loosen up a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's exactly it. You heard Manzano just saying prior to that point, hey, we're good. Hey, we're good. And they were, 13-11.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes you need that realization of the obvious thing when you say it out loud, like, yeah, we are good. Oh, shoot, it's pretty close. But in the moment, you just feel like you're making mistakes and it's piling on top. Take a breath, realize where we're at, and keep after it.
Meanwhile, big-time shot by Django for the three-point lead. Challenged Django middle and got away with it somehow. And the reason he got away with it is because he is so lightning fast in his own right, Munro.
Yeah, that was incredible. To see it in person as well. I've only seen Jack on TV or on a stream, and it's just extremely impressive to watch him away from the ball and set up for shots.
Yeah, you're right. A lot of these players we've been able to see live because of the Virginia Super Regional that we hosted, but some of them, like Texas, we have not seen in person. They played, of course, the Georgia Super Regional. Django once again through the middle. Excellent replays, by the way, by our crew.
So can't miss anything.
Oh, man, he went for that serve and paid off. Foster, you saw him last time serving, tried to rip it too, hit the tape.
It's like, I'll get it. If I get it over, it's going to be almost unreturnable, and he was right.
But I doubt he goes for that much if they're not ahead, which they are. That was going to go out, but Django got tied up. 14-16.
It never fails. It always looks so easy from here. Like, I was going to be out. Why don't you leave it? And when the ball is coming at you,
well, I always love that.
Difficult.
Why didn't you leave it? Well, it's coming right at my chest.
Right.
Like,
that's human nature.
Great shot by Manzano. I think he wanted to actually get that down a little bit more, but it didn't wind up mattering.
Yeah, it didn't wind up mattering in the end. I've been really impressed by Manzano and Chassang's backhands, like the direction, the speed at which the ball comes off. It's so hard to return it. What a weapon.
Nice pick. Even better pick. Oh, what a point by Manzano and Texas. Wow.
What a way to just find perseverance through the entire point, always being in the back, and then your one chance to get to the kitchen line, make it work for you, man.
What a critical point to do it. Ernie and get back from Foster, but Chassang takes care of it.
That's the recipe for success for Florida right now for these two guys, is let that ball fly up in the middle. Chassang's going to put it away.
17-16, game 1-21. Oh, great shot by Manzano. Left Foster flailing at it behind the back.
Just absolute heavy hand after heavy hand delivery from these two teams.
Great crowd assembled around this championship court put together by Yola, DUPR, Selkirk, Gamma Sports, some of the other supporters, Head Pickleball. Django with the serve. Django Chassang, again representing Florida.
great get by Foster.
Oh, a rip from the baseline by Django.
I mean, that angle from Munro to Foster on the couple of shots before you saw the replay, that's tough. I mean, that's next level.
Manzano had Foster charging right at him and just stood in there. Forced the misfire. Payback.
Yeah.
All right, game point in game one for the Gators. But again, have to win on your serve. Score will freeze if they do not do so. Haven't had a line call challenge yet. And really hasn't been anything that you would need to challenge.
Nope. No timeouts either.
That would have been out, but again, got on him so quick. And Django Chassang and Jack Foster have claimed game one. So 21-18 will flip sides. We'll play game two. Chassang and Foster, opportunity in game two to claim a national championship. Longhorns, an opportunity to force a decisive game three. 2-minute timeout from the Pickle Lodge outside Cincinnati, Ohio, where today we present the DUPR Collegiate Individual Nationals.
Yeah. Let's go. We just gotta go hard. I go the hardest. I bring the pain. Not what you used to. It's all part of the game. Yeah. I just gotta go hard. I just gotta go hard.
It's 1-0. Yeah. 1-0 Texas got a quick start on us in game two. Just as they did in game one, Manzano and Munro looking to level this ledger now. Out to the quick 2-0 start.
I think Jeannie Harmon has flute practice later, so she needed to get this second game started.
Yeah, referencing our lead referee, Jeannie Harmon, who you don't see at the moment, but monitoring this national championship match in men's doubles.
Her first time doing a rally scoring event, too. She said it was, at first, like most people, when you play it for the first time, you're a little taken aback by it, but I love it.
Oh, I love the format. Jeannie doing a heck of a job from Dayton, Ohio.
Oh,
That was just out, wandered, and saw the disgust on the face of Django. It was internally directed.
yeah, when you're as good as these guys are, when something simple as that goes out, you're like, what is this? First day on the job? I have a feeling he's going to bounce back.
That one, the reach came a little too early for Jack Foster. Strong start for the Horns.
It's also a strong start in game one, so Foster and Chassang can't forget that. They have to remember they were down early in game one, too.
Exactly. Then they were up. Texas able to even game one at 16. Finally, Florida able to pull away. Wow, Timmy Manzano. Holy cow, what a point there by
Phenomenal defense.
by the Longhorns.
Holy, he's just up there by himself on an island. I got this, don't worry.
We jinxed him, see?
I know.
You can see the immediate smile from Timmy Manzano. He's like, are you kidding me after those shots I just hit on the previous point?
The cruelty of this sport, it happens so many times. Everybody has a great point. You're like, great job. And then inevitably someone just serves it into the net or hits it into the net the very next time.
And Manzano, I think, backed off a shot. He could have attacked 3 shots earlier and never stopped thinking about it.
Yeah, and wanted to keep after it. I've also noticed with his paddle placement sometimes he doesn't really punch, but the ball just sails off into the behind the baseline. It's really interesting the type of bounce that's coming off his Pro XR.
You can see the baseball prowess for Munro in those overheads. See that a lot with former baseball players and tennis players who have big-time serves in tennis. And he went for it, did Manzano, and missed middle. 4-7.
Yep. Slowly work our way back in. Phenomenal reset.
It's an excellent job, though, by Florida and Jack Foster right there to realize he no longer had the big advantage and slowed the point down.
Slowed it down. There's such a high IQ move. Obviously, you have to have athleticism to keep the ball alive on those hard returns. But, man, that was textbook, working your way back in to win the point.
Switch spin on drop 1 to drop 2, and Manzano lurching forward aggressively. Wrong read.
I just love the difference in watching college pickleball versus some other levels and the amount of aggressive chances these guys and girls take. I love it. I love the change and what they're willing to go after.
Yeah, but right on that cue, that was not a great decision from Jack Foster on that point. And Texas, who just let Florida back within a single point, grabs a 2-point lead. Excellent setup by Munro, and easy put away that time for Timmy Manzano.
Yeah, that's when you love your teammate the most, when they make it easy for you to put that away and bring some confidence back to you as well.
Again, Florida won game 1. That's Django and Jack, Chassang and Foster. Texas trying to force a decisive game 3, which would be a sprint to 11.
Wow. Great recovery.
Rightfully fired up.
Yeah, because his paddle was actually, he was on the wrong side of that ball to get it back across, and he ended up winning the point in the end. So what a great recovery by him after he was somewhat out of position.
10-6. Again, game 2 is the 21. Win by 2. Kick serve from Munro. Oh! Do you think he meant to do that? I'm going to go ahead and say he did.
I'm going to say he did.
Wow, look at that replay. What a shot by Django Chassang.
So impressive just to get there to begin with. It's a feat that I may never know.
I think you can take the may out of that.
Touché, sir. Touché.
Yep, that was long. And again, we really haven't had anything that's been all that close.
No.
But we do have the replay technology to challenge calls.
To leave that alone right there, if I'm leaving it alone when I'm playing, it's just because I'm going to miss it. I'm not going to get to it. But those guys both knew that somehow, just hip high, it was going to go out.
Excellent backhand flip roll from Chassang. Florida's trying to hang in there. It's kind of what they did in game 1, and then they just made a charge in the middle portion.
Yeah.
Can't do that. That's what I talked about early in the first game. You just cannot challenge Chassang through the middle.
Yeah, Manzano knew it. He's like, why? Why did I do that? What is wrong with me?
Well, the reason I'm sure that you do it is because against the vast majority of players, you can when you're that as good as Timmy Manzano, and so you're kind of programmed that way on that ball. Here's where I'm going, and it's just hard to back it off. But the point is you can't. We've seen repeatedly in this match that Chassang's going to eat that up. You also can't do that.
You can't. Yeah, either one of those guys. Come on. Can you? Foster's like, bring it down. Come on. At his feet. At his feet. Make him work for it.
12-9. Men's doubles national championship match. Florida with a 1-game-to-none lead. So good by Manzano, but just a touch better by Django.
Just that natural plinko motion of the ball is eventually going to keep going down, and he was on the last one to hit it.
He's hitting a lot of that cut drop, that slice drop is Foster. Oh, he missed it.
Munro didn't even turn around. He didn't even look around to see. He just called it out.
Yeah, Munro was dangerously close there to an obstruction, I would say. Mm-hmm. He didn't mean to do anything malicious, but after the pop-up, he just said, watch really loud, and we'd have to ask Jack Foster if that didn't get into his hurt, alter that shot.
Oh.
Well, we were going to get a challenge there, but Django overruled his teammate.
No, I saw it.
So,
I saw it.
yeah.
Well, you know, that's also your role as a teammate is to see the ball. Especially
Joe, I just want to take the technology for a walk, man. That's all I'm getting at.
Kyle does too.
Yeah, we got the great crew and the opportunity.
Yeah. Eddie's itching back there.
We're
He's
gonna
like,
get
let
one.
me be involved.
We're going to get one before the end of the day. Again, this is just the first of 5 consecutive national championship matches on Championship Sunday. Yep.
Yeah.
Great read. Came early. That made it an easy shot for him.
I love it. He's already thinking about it. You can see on the replay working his way up.
All right, 12-15. Again, Florida hanging in there. They win this game. They're your national champions. Texas has felt like they've had a grasp on this game, too. But, again, you see the just 3-point margin.
I'm sure they felt like they gave one away in game 1 after the strong start they had. So they want to finish this one out.
Oh, Django tried to go open hand there. Couldn't quite get all the way out to it. Yeah, just a flick. Tough angle when you got the paddle that way because it's not going to have topspin. Oh, gave back the misfire from earlier in the game.
Oh, I've never felt more relatable to Manzano before than that shot right there.
13-16. Great rip, middle to Django, and it's pretty much that outcome, 14-16, and you're really starting to see some patterns emerge here from these two teams. Primarily Florida playing everything right. However, the serve return made that a moot point. That was long for Jack Munro, so just a 1-point match now.
Ooh.
Even. Big serve, and that was that serve I mentioned. I wonder if he'd go for it down, and he did.
He did, yeah. He just knows when to pull it out, does Foster. When to use it in the right moments. That's key.
Once again, playing soft at Manzano. That's wide. Excellent shot by Foster. That was one of those subtly brilliant shots. Now Florida with the lead, first time. Munro nearly able to bail him out, but couldn't quite do it, and we're going to get a timeout. We hadn't had a timeout at any point in the match, but yeah, I think this is a well-timed call by Texas, but you could see in the way in which they dropped their paddles there, the frustration.
Yeah.
I had just mentioned, 2 minutes ago, that it felt like Texas kind of had a grasp of this game, too, and a rapid 5-0 run from Florida.
They've been up by as much as 4 and really felt in control, and, you know, I apologize for going silent there for a little bit, but I was curious as to what the body language and what the conversations were going to be like. And now Chassang and Foster, they're not really talking. They're just doing. And it's Munro and Manzano that are doing all the talking, trying to make adjustments because something at this point needs to change. And so timeout, okay, wipe off the sweat, you know, maybe make a joke. I don't know what their relationship is like. I do know that Timmy Manzano says his hobbies are hanging out with Jack, so they probably can bring up an inside joke, loosen it up a little bit, and then let's get back to work. Because clearly in both games, they've had the lead, they've had control, they can get it back.
Well, Manzano's clearly got a self-deprecating sense of humor. He also said his greatest pickleball achievement is that he's a local rec court hero.
I love it, and he fits that mold perfectly, too.
I would imagine he can carve up some rec courts.
No doubt.
Need to find a shot here. Again, Florida's been kind of peppering soft over there. And got away with one there.
I was going to say, that was
out.
questionable.
Again, Django's so quick to snap middle. Couldn't pull back. Much needed point for the Horns. (17-18). Moment of clarity on the score. And 19-17.
There's been a couple of those one step forward, one step back moments for the Longhorns in this game.
Oh, got to it, but could not control it. Saw Django read that attempted Ernie very well from Manzano, but everything kind of got discombobulated in that point for Florida after that.
It felt really desperate initially by Texas, and they end up getting the point, but you got to be careful when you take those risks, and both guys on the same side of the court.
Here comes Texas. Pull even at 19, and a bellowed come on from Manzano.
Yeah.
Oh, what a shot by Timmy Manzano. Look at this.
Oh,
got it.
Incredible. All is right now in Texas for these two gentlemen after taking a timeout not too long ago. Game point.
Trying to force a decisive game 3. Have to win on your serve. Foster doesn't show the outward motion that Manzano has, but it's been a lot of mano-a-mano back and forth between those two in this match, particularly this game.
It's been a lot of fun to watch those two quietly go at it.
20 all. Got to win by 2. Manzano is looking and just laughs at himself.
What else are you going to do?
Creating national championship point. Jack Munro, I could hear him from over here, said, "What are you doing?" He was kidding. Like, he wasn't saying it in negative fashion. All right, let's see if they can stave off national championship point number 1. In fact, they don't have to do anything. Manzano laughed when that was deep. And there's that big aggressive serve, though, from Jack Foster. I think he's 3 of 4 now.
Well, Munro is hanging out in the middle, and even the referee was like, "Are you okay? Like, you just hanging out at the middle?" "Yeah, you can go." And it was clearly enough to get in the head and slow the rhythm down. I've never seen that before. I'm still baffled by Jack Munro squatting at the net in the middle. But hey, here we are. Florida with a chance.
Second opportunity. Took a big gamble going over to Chase, and Manzano took advantage. 22 all. Got to win by 2. Got to win on your serve.
And everything that's happened at this point is out the window. This is point by point. Most recent thing that's happened is what matters most.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I think you'd like to see Timmy Manzano not step around to that forehand dink so much. It's not a bad shot, but he does it pretty consistently.
And you can start to pick up on that too and pick on it potentially.
Championship point number 3. Tried to hit it, didn't, and it was out.
Oh. My angle, I guess, wasn't as good as
yeah, some question of maybe it grazed the paddle. I didn't hear it. I didn't see the ball change.
Oh, my Lord.
It's out. What a great shot by Foster in the middle of that rally.
Wild stuff to be able to twist and turn that way and put it right where it needed to be.
4th opportunity, though. National championship point in men's doubles, number 4. Here's what I'm talking about right here. Yeah, but doing that, stepping around, created that opportunity. That shot was there for Foster.
Yes, it was. It was up until the net got in the way. Absolutely. You could see it coming, and that was the right move.
Yeah, if you're looking at a deuce opportunity in tennis, it's the 5th consecutive time that Texas has failed to put advantage on their side. Therefore, continue to be in the pressure cooker trying to stave off all these match points. Now, the converse of that is that they've been phenomenal at doing so, but now match point number 5, championship point number 5, you can't hang in there forever. At some point, you got to flip one of those.
Yeah, at some point, it's got to be with you an advantage.
Oh, here we go. We look at what's at stake here. The winner, $1,000 scholarship money per player. That's phenomenal. $500 per player, not too shabby for second place either. And all of that's great and beautiful that there's $20,000 in total. But right now, these guys just want to win to win.
Oh, no question about it. Anything at this point for these guys is going to be better than what they had when they came here.
All right. Nope. They're able to fend off number 5. You see what Manzano did there? Very subtle. That's the first time he has dinked it straight ahead at Django in a long, long time. Django wasn't expecting it.
Yep.
Got the line for game point.
Whoa. What a laser.
I'm really enjoying the emotion from Timmy Manzano.
Me too.
It's loud, but it's fun. It's not like it's demonstrative.
He gives me Rafa Hewitt vibes for those that are familiar.
So this is the first time I was talking about. They have a game point. Ooh.
Wow.
Tremendous game 2. Texas looked like they had it, then it looked like they did not, and we will play a sprint to 11 to decide our men's doubles individual national champions here at the DUPR Collegiate Individual National Championships, being brought to you from the Pickle Lodge outside of Cincinnati, Ohio. Back to decide our national champion in 2 minutes.
Damn.
What's your DUPR?
At UFOS, we don't make footwear. We make shock absorbers, fatigue fighters, mobility maximizers. This is the science of active recovery. Revolutionary UFOM technology absorbs impact and reduces pressure. It's the foundation of every pair of UFOS and the key to recovering faster. This is not a shoe. This is UFOS Active Recovery. Activate your recovery with UFOS.
People play pickleball for exercise, competition, or to hang out with friends. What your reason is doesn't matter to Gamma. What matters is that you play, that you enjoy playing with passion, and you have so much fun you can't wait to play again. At Gamma, we offer paddles perfect for all levels, including yours, because pickleball is about you, the player, and what feels right. Pickleball is your game. Make Gamma your paddle. Play to live, live to play. Gamma Pickleball.
Decisive Game 3 men's doubles national championship match. It has been a treat. You see 21-18 for Chassang and Foster representing Florida, and 27-25 marathon match won by Texas. They had to fend off 5 championship points to get it. A little bit of momentum heading to this 11-point sprint tiebreaker. Most deliberate point of the match, Joe.
Yeah, and one of the things I'll say about if you look at trends or who favors what, I think it's pretty even across the board, regardless of it being 1-1. Literally, it's even. But both teams have had to stave off big moments. Both teams have had big advantages and lost it. So they've gone through all the emotions through 2 games. And at this point, it's just first to 11. Let's get it done.
Well, Texas has got off to the stronger start in each of the first 2. This is the first time they haven't been up 2-0. See a lot of this. Left side to left side. And that time, Manzano got the better of the dinking back and forth with Jack Foster.
Yeah, I agree with your initial point about the deliberation. Everything's more deliberate than they have been to this point.
Hit him, didn't mean to, needed to, because that was going to be long for Munro. But again, just sprinting to 11, so 3-1, bigger deal than it is in a game to 21. Second time, Foster just barely missed that backhand dink. 4-1. Yeah, and there you go, right there. You see why. He's granted an amazing rifle shot series there, but again, that's because he missed those 2 dinks, and he sped it up before he wanted to or needed to in that point.
Couldn't say it better, so I'm not even going to try.
And now Texas has all the momentum. Manzano just rips one from the baseline at Django, usually equal to that task, but kind of reeling a little bit here. And now we'll switch ends in this decisive game to 11.
And 6-1 switching ends, it's really... as far as the mental space that you're in, yeah, I get a little bit of break here to switch, but we are not doing well, and we've got to find a point immediately and try to rack them up here together. So you asked me during the break if side matters. I don't think so. We haven't seen any reason to believe it does at this point, but I think Florida's hoping that it does.
Yeah, you know, the only difference is now Florida's kind of playing into the fans, and for some people that probably gives you a little extra juice maybe. I don't know. I think we're just grasping for straws at the moment, but what I do like, regardless of side, is Florida's demeanor. They're always level.
Yes.
And there, they just needed a little help and got it, because that was an excellent serve return there, or excuse me, shot to the line for Munro. Gonna have to try to defend.
Oh, great time to do that, and especially because we haven't seen the straight across dinking too much, and Django's been on the bad end of it a few times, so get some confidence for himself that he can handle that moment.
Last 2, last 3, and you saw just a very subtle or heard "let's go" from Django Chassang.
I'm surprised you heard it at all.
Yeah, exactly. But down 6-1, now they've won the last 3. Great shot, and you can see it again. It's very subtle. Chassang is applying more physical pressure right now to Manzano just by his feet moving. He's staying right in front of him and saying, "I'm right here, let's go." And that, for the moment, has flipped this decisive game. Phenomenal pick there to keep the point going. Yeah, but again, I don't mean to harp on it, but going around to hit that forehand dink, and it was out because he was standing out, but couldn't get out of the way because it was point-blank range.
And it forced him on his next shot to stay with that forehand, even though it was out of position.
And it's interesting because most players would prefer the backhand dink.
Yeah.
Easier, more natural shot for
Yep.
most. There it is again. Yep. Knew it was coming at some point, just missed it.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's a purposeful strategy with Munro too. He's able to cover the middle so well. So go ahead and run around it and use your forehand. So because I got this, but it's starting to become really problematic for Texas.
7-0 on the run. So the side may or may not be the reason, but it was 6-1 when we switched, and it's been 7-0 since then, favoring Florida. 3 points to a title, as we've seen, however, in each of the first 2 games. That means something, but it doesn't mean everything because Texas more than capable of rebounding here.
Correct, and I think one thing you mentioned is part of the reason this is working out in Florida's favor is because they're so level, because they're so even keel. They didn't get worked up over being down 6-1. Seems like Texas relies on emotion.
Yeah, absolutely. Fueled, particularly Manzano, I'd say. But yeah, I noticed that walking over, they're down 6-1. I'm sure they weren't happy about it, but wouldn't have known that they were down 6-1 or up 6-1. Was there, but it was wasn't an easy one.
Yeah, no, and that's also tough to pull back on if you've already made a commitment to go for the punch shot.
All right, it's Texas have another rebound in them. Change of strategy, back-to-back backhand dinks, 8-8.
It's like they talked about things or something.
No, it's like you said, it was purposeful that he was going to the forehand side, but that wasn't working, so switch it up. Yeah, back the other way to the forehand, though, and Django pops it down.
Too. Yeah,
those are great pressure shots by Foster, too, to not only turn him around but back him off. That gives Django such a larger window. Excellent ability for Florida to stay in the point, but even better persistence from Texas. Made them hit it about 9 more times, and they hit it 9 more times well. 9 all. Great spot by Django Chassang. I think what you're seeing here as we look at it again, just the very tail end of the point, is kind of going over the forehand Manzano I'm talking about in anticipation of a potential mistake off the dink from Foster. But to Foster's credit, he's not giving him anything attackable.
There, yeah. Here we go.
Oh, great angle. Manzano. And here we are again after 27-25 in game 2. It's 10 all. Got to win by 2. Jack Munro just inserting himself into that point.
He just took over as much as he could, and credit to Florida. They've been doing a great job all day playing on that baseline and getting it back across.
Championship point for the first time for Texas, and there it is. Your national champions are the Texas Longhorns as Timmy Manzano, Jack Munro come back to win an epic men's doubles national championship final. appreciative round of applause from the crowd. Joe, that match could have gone both ways 5 or 6 different times.
Yeah, and it would have been entertaining from the jump regardless after seeing those guys put everything they have on the line for this match. Credit to both teams for giving us maybe the best match. Well, it's the best one we've seen so far, but maybe the match of the day. Incredible persistence from Texas to continue to be down and be up and work way through all the emotions, and at the end of the day, they come out on top. I will be honest with you, I didn't think that they would. I thought Florida would end up having the ability to be down 6-1. They fought their way back. They were going to hold on to it, but in the end, that initial advantage was good enough for Texas. They're your champs.
They are indeed your champs. You see the final scores that got them there. Chassang Foster took game 1, 21-18, had 5 championship points in game 2. Manzano, Munro fought their way back to win 27-25 and then take a decisive game to 11, 1 point further. They needed 12. 12-10, Texas. Manzano, Munro, national champions.